Hello guys, and we're watching Playtime Chapter 5 if Huggy Wuggy and Kissy Missy is coming back to Chapter 6, and let's watch it.
Today we're speedrunning Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. Now the speedrun starts with exactly where we left off on Chapter 4, with Huggy Wuggy trying to get in this door. The door behind us won't open until Huggy Wuggy gets close enough to us. Then finally we can start sprinting away, and this man is chasing us right from the beginning of the game. And this is a pretty cool chase. I do like how they started out this game like this, and exactly where we're going to want to go is into this fire, down over here, and crouch down. You know, just teaching us the regular movement controls and all that, until we make it over into this vent section, which is very claustrophobic, and of course, after we move far enough down, it is gonna break on us because nothing can go right, and Huggy Wuggy is right there trying to chase after us, but we gotta go through these things which are trying to crush us, and we can use our powers to move that stuff over and continue on our way. We'll squeeze past this wall, see another one of these which we want to pull. Huggy Wuggy this whole time is just trying to break through these windows, and now he's chasing after us. But this is a pretty simple path. We want to turn left over here. There's going to be one of those hand sensors, so we can actually do that. We can look back, see Huggy Wuggy is coming, but we'll wait for that door to open, and then from here we just want to keep turning right. There are parts that slow you down, like this one. We're moving in the wrong direction of the conveyor, but as long as I'm keeping that general direction, we can make it to here. Huggy Wuggy punches us down there. Now we're in the vents, and we just gotta move forward. Yeah, this man is relentless, but we do finally make it to a little bit of safety by taking this slide down here, hitting onto that. We are a little bit bloody, but that's fine. And now we're safe, at least for now. So we're going to continue on our way, and we can use the grab pack to go through things, like swinging with the grab handles. We'll see a bunch of boxes, and you already know that means we're going to have to pull them and use them to find a way out. And what I like doing right here is actually grabbing this box, jumping on top of it, and then we can jump repeatedly while pulling, and that will give us some sort of physics that allow us to just jump from there. After that, we'll squeeze through that point. We'll get a box that falls down. We can make this jump, go into that place we pulled off. And yeah, it's just some pretty fun movement. Then Huggy Wuggy is going to reach his hand in here, try to attack us. We'll just kind of say hi to him for a second. But yeah, even when we thought we were safe, this man is not going to stop. He really wants to murder us. I mean, to be fair, we did kind of cause a lot of injuries for him in the first game, so I can't blame him too much. But we have another chance to make it away. We swing past this thing. There is going to be this elevator over here, and this is kind of like a loading section where it sprays you with water for some reason. But eventually, this door will open up, and we're in this engine room where there's a bunch of fire, and we have to turn these valves. This valve has a lot of turning it does need, but we do need to turn it the whole way, so we do get rid of that fire. And there's going to be another one right here. You'll see you do have to stand in this exact spot. It does not want you to move and try to speedrun your way out of this. That way Huggy Wuggy will actually be able to see us. You can see his eyes. He is very angry and is having a great time. But unfortunately for him, he is wasting a lot of time just screaming at us. If he just jumped at us straight, he might have actually gotten us. But we can keep running over here. Finally, there's going to be this elevator. And you know, we're definitely safe here, right? Except at this point in this elevator, there's a bunch of lights and places where Huggy Wuggy can punch through and try to attack us. So I'm just looking my way out. I'm looking at all the things, like that light was starting to get out, so we knew a hand was coming there, and I'm just trying not to die. By the way, if you end up enjoying the video, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Finally, though, after he punches through a bunch of stuff, we know we can come straight over towards this elevator door. Because the elevator is going to stop, we have to use our hand here, but then Huggy Wuggy comes through, he takes our entire grab pack, so now we have no hands at all, and we're pretty much defenseless. Before then, we just fall to the ground, but thankfully, we never actually get to her. We're going to be fine. But yeah, there's the title screen. This is going to be fun. Now, once we wake up, we are a little bit confused, but that's going to be fine, because what we got to do is just run straight. But like I said, we no longer have the grab pack, which is like the main thing you have for this game, so we're pretty defenseless. And there are going to be automals, which are creatures that are going to try to attack us, and we got to make sure they don't actually get to us, and we can use light to do that. Every time you turn on a light, they will run away like that guy right there, so we just got to keep turning on these lights, making sure they won't come to us. I can do that one, make that guy move, and hit this button to open up another door. And pretty much from here, it's just going from light to light. We want to hit that lever, move that dude.
Your ass, seriously.
We'll be talking to each other like, oh, who is that? Little do they know, I'm just a random guy who's in this factory for some reason. Then we can come over to this door. There's going to be some automals running, and normally when they're running somewhere, you know that's the direction you should go. So we can open up that light, and yeah, not too much to say about this part. We just hit levers, open up doors, and go from one to the next. But sometimes there's a little bit of differing paths, like we have to go through these gigantic...
This thing
just yet. We're actually going to take it with us, and this is why we wanted to open those doors earlier. That way I didn't have to worry about dropping this thing, and we can just bring it with us to the other spots, which I actually am kind of going in the wrong direction right there. Okay, we want to go to this spot first, where there's going to be this red door. We can use our conductive hand, get that electricity, and go to this yellow door first and turn on that power. And in here, there are going to be all these videos which give you lore about this woman named Miss Gracie. We're just trying to speedrun. I don't have time to watch these videos, so we'll just turn on the power for these different places. Our last one, we're going to take this left path and head our way over to this yellow door. We can open that up, put on one last projection before going over to this red door, which now opens up, and we get the power of fire. We can then bring that over to this braid, get rid of that locked door, and there's going to be another one of these memory things, so now we have both of them. So we want to head back over to the main area and go over to that first door that we opened with this huge room, and we want to bring these memory things over here, and we can just place them in their different places. So we just go with that. There's going to be one on the floor, and now we can go into this person's memories. And by this person, I mean Huggy Wuggy. And we get to play some pretty simple mini games like this one where we have to put the shapes in the holes. This is supposed to be the square shapes, but I just put absolutely everything in here, and we just do this 3 times. It's not the most interesting part of the speedrun, I'm not gonna lie, so we're gonna skip past it. And a bunch of shapes later, we are now very angry about what's going on, and Miss Gracie's like, hey, I'm gonna go and hit you with all this gas. And they're gonna make us pass out, and that's pretty much the memory. So yeah, that was pretty traumatic. But now it's time for memory 2, since we got 3 of these. And with this one, we get a dance party. Oh yeah, I love dancing. You know, it's just us and the smiling critters. We're all just enjoying our time. And in between songs, we gotta go over to the Huggy Wuggy light, and it's pretty simple stuff. But there is one critter that isn't dancing, and he's being kind of a jerk. So of course, we pick him up, and we put him in that box. I'm sure he's gonna be fine in there. And then we're like, hey, I'm a much better dancer than these guys, so I put them in my hands so they can dance in my hands, and then put them in the box too. So that's pretty cool. And after a bit of friends, of course, Huggy Wuggy is gonna start getting angry, pretty much the same with last time, so we're just gonna continue this. Then the room fills with gas again, and we pass out, which means it's time for the third and last Huggy Wuggy memory. And with this one, we're getting transported by some guy, and we get strapped.
I'm gonna skip it where we get there.
You trying to come to a party? And you know, she's not crazy at all. She's just trying to party. That's all. But we go spawn back in her house, so now we're kind of just chilling here. And you know me, I'm definitely trying to party, so once she asked me to go retrieve crumpets from the basement, I'm going to. So we go run over here, we go on our way, but then we get stopped by a hand that somehow grabs us, and we see Kissy Missy and Poppy. They talk to us for a while and are like, hey, you trying to help us escape? And I'm like, I guess. But I gotta worry about the party first. So I'm gonna open up all of these ovens. The crumpets are always gonna be in the last one you open up, so we're gonna bring those up with us. We just run up the stairs, we talk to Lily, give her the crumpets, and she's pretty happy. Now we have to go get her friends, because they also will want to be here for this party. And one important thing is, you can't enter any of these rooms before she stops talking. Otherwise, she gets angry at us because she doesn't want us to be a jerk. So I'm going to stay out of this room while I go use my pressure thing to get on that. Then as soon as she's done talking, we'll come over here. We use the code, which is going to be yellow, purple, blue, red. That opens up the piano, and we can get this guy. So pretty easy stuff there. That's going to be one of the friends. We'll place him in that chair. Now we start coming up here with our magnet hands again. Going to be this guy, and we can place that in there, get our conductive hand, use that electricity to open up this car, where there's going to be the last one of the friends. So of course, just like the other ones, we're just going to bring it over to the table, pretty simply just over to that chair, and that's all 3 of the friends got to. But now Lily wants us to come help her in the kitchen, and eventually, once Lily is done talking for a while, she tells us to return the recipe book over to its shelf. But this was a terrible idea for her to tell us to do, because we are going to bring it over to its shelf, but then we're going to explore some other stuff. Why? I don't know. I think we should just have the party, but the game wants us to. So we're going to open that up. We're going to over towards this main room, where we can just go straight over to Kissy and Poppy. Now right here for this puzzle, right away we're going to want to turn on the energy in this spot, so I just pushed that. And then the fun thing about this part is the entire time Poppy's just like, hey, you find a way to free us, and we just don't say anything to her, because, you know, I know how I'm going to free you, you just got to wait a second, don't worry about it. So I'm going to open up that, but then she asks again, found anything. Give me a second, Poppy. Alright, I gotta look around for a second. But, it's fine. I get it. She's probably a bit worried. But we are gonna get that button. We are gonna get the cold stuff, which we can use to freeze that. And then use our pressure hand to explode that thing. But as soon as we do that, Lily hears it and is like, oh, what's going on down here? But once Lily leaves, we can then go switch our hands, and we're going to want to get this hot stuff and pretty much just head over here, open up that vent, open that thing as well, go through this lock, and we rescue both of these guys. But as soon as we do that, we want to go head our way over here and take our other light. That way we can see where we're going. And we got to escape through the attic, but Lily is very upset at us. So we're going to go through here before she stops us and is like, hey, time to play a game. And for this game, we can only move while Lily is singing or during this beginning section where she hasn't started yet. And we do have to follow this trail. If you stop following the trail, then she gets angry at you. So that's kind of important. As soon as she says stop, we stop and we just continue on doing this thing. So it's pretty easy stuff, especially when you know where the path is. But she is also chasing after you. So when you don't know where the path is, it's kind of scary. But I'm going to make my way over here, hear a stop, and we do have to break that window because we know eventually we will be going through there. Now she's going to pick up the pace. She has some faster humming, and we just got to keep running through. She says stop again. And finally, we have one last sprint, which, by the way, I also love how our flashlight hand, he looks so scared at some points, and then the other times he has the coolest sunglasses on. It's awesome. But as soon as we make it to Kissy and Poppy, we get captured. So what was the point of that game? Not really sure. But hey, at least it's time for unskippable cutscene. And for this one, we finally get to see what the prototype looks like. He gets mad and breaks Poppy's face a little bit. And then Lily tries to attack Poppy, which makes the prototype angry. He hits Lily. That gets Kissy Missy free. She attacks the prototype, just completely destroys him. She's kind of broken. And yeah, now we're free, kind of. But at this point, we gotta run away from Lily, so that's our main objective, but we got a pretty cool trick right away. Now what we want to do is aim our hand over here and kind of get this magnet spot, but sometimes it doesn't work. And if you wait too long, Lily will count, so I'm actually just going to restart from the last checkpoint. And second time is the try, because if Lily counts all the way down from 5, she does just immediately kill you, which is kind of crazy. So we are going to go over here, skip some of that stuff, move our way past this, and now Lily's trying to come towards us, saying we're a bad toy. I don't even know if we are a toy or not, but I guess that doesn't matter at this point. We try to make our way up through here, completely miss a couple of times, and we do have to be a bit fast so Lily doesn't just one-shot us, but we'll see. She comes through there. We can start jumping on all these things, and she really wants to murder us. Which is actually kind of sad, because Lily does say a line where she can't go to a better place. We can't either, so that's kind of sad to hear. I don't really know what went on with her in the past, and I do probably feel bad for her. There's probably some crazy stuff, especially because she's with the prototype, but we don't have time to worry about that. That's lore, and I'm just trying to speedrun. So I'm going to be making my way over here. We'll grapple ourselves to this spot, start going over here too, and finally, we're good to go. But Lily is going to jump on this stuff. She is like, I am trying to murder you. You came to my tea party and you destroyed it. And I do feel bad about that. It was a nice party, at the very least. But we do hit that down, and she very much struggles to get up. The thing falls on her, and she's definitely dead. So pretty sad for Lily, but it is what it is. That's why.
Make sure to like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Face over 1,000 subscribers. And peace.